Good afternoon. Thank you for joining us for the Northeastern California Connect Consortium quarterly webinar. My name is David Espinosa, manager of the consortium and broadband specialist at the CSU Chico Geographical Information Center. Here I am with three members of the awesome GIC broadband team, and we will proceed with a quick round of introductions.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Alice Patterson. I am a project analyst and the outreach coordinator for both the Geographical Information Center and the consortia. Welcome, everyone.
Good afternoon. My name is Joanne Burgess. I'm an AmeriCorps or Civic Spark Fellow working with David on the Northeast Connect Consortium. Welcome.
In the webinar, we will be presenting updates on different consortium activities based on the following agenda. After the presentation, we will open up the webinar for questions. The presentation slides along with the recording of the webinar will be available on the consortium website in a couple of days. Let us start with the first topic. In a collaborative work, strategic broadband corridors. In a collaborative work among all 16 regional broadband consortia put together a list and a statewide map of strategic broadband corridors for consideration to be included in the Comprehensive Multimodal Corridor Plan Guidelines of the California Transportation Commission, or CTC. As a background of this work, in September, at the Strategic Corridors Broadband Stakeholders Meeting, hosted by the California Department of Technology and the California Emerging Technology Fund in Sacramento, Caltrans representatives delivered a presentation about the development of the wired broadband guidelines as a component in the Caltrans Corridors Planning Guidebook. In this meeting, regional consortia volunteered to develop strategic broadband corridors, which consist of regional highway lists and a statewide map that Caltrans and the CTC could consider for inclusion in the guidelines. These corridors were selected by each consortium for its region based on the route being needed as middle mile infrastructure to provide, first, backhaul connectivity for unserved or underserved communities, making possible for ISPs to more effectively serve last mile users. Second, diverse connectivity routes to ensure better redundancy and resiliency. And third, backhaul for anchor institutions, county fairgrounds, and tribal lands. In October, CETF and consortium representatives presented to the CTC the set of recommended strategic broadband corridors. In November, regional consortia presented the strategic corridors to the California Broadband Council, highlighting the importance of these corridors for economic development throughout the state. As a result of the collaborative work among all regional broadband consortia, the CTC is now including a link to the regional consortia strategic broadband corridors information in their Comprehensive Multimodal Corridor Plan Guidelines. The link to this information will be available in the consortium website.
Yeah. Hi, everyone. This is Alice Patterson. Again, welcome to the call. In terms of outreach over the last quarter, we have continued trying to gather data regarding speeds throughout the Northeast California Connect Consortia region. This consists, of course, of Butte, Lassen, Modoc, Plumas, Shasta, Siskiyou, and Tehama counties. The bulk of our work in terms of collecting CalSpeed data, encouraging folks to download the application and complete our business survey. Majority of our outreach this last quarter has been done in, I would say, Tehama County and Shasta County, with our efforts now beginning to focus further into Lassen, Plumas, and Siskiyou counties. We did do quite a bit of work up in Modoc County earlier this year, specifically as it relates to speeds, telehealth, and gathering business survey data in that region. We did have a great tour and interaction with our supervisors and community members in Rancho Tehama this last quarter. We were very appreciative to be able to see firsthand the challenges in that region. It has been identified as a priority area for future projects if that ability takes place. So we were grateful for that. And I think it was a really great example of community members banding together and being willing to help us collect that cow speed data. So we were able to get the participation of the Rancho Tehama Association and some of the key folks there who have been instrumental in helping us distribute the link to our broadband survey and encourage folks to download the CalSpeed application, as well as actually distributing the paper survey through the post office there. And so it was just a really unique example of the way the community has come together to help gather that information. And so that will be ongoing, and we appreciate that collaboration. And then finally, over the last quarter, we worked hard to launch 2 new consortia websites. Those are, I think we're going to go ahead and pull up an example now for you. But we tried to streamline the information that visitors will see. So you'll see an example here on your screen if you have your computer in front of you. 4 easy tabs across the top that visitors can use to access information, everything from current news, current broadband news. We will get those links that David mentioned earlier posted on the website in the next day or so in terms of the broadband corridors and other new information he shared. And then the link on the right, the how you can help link, easy access for visitors to submit their feedback, download the CalSpeed application, and take the business broadband survey. So again, those were launched in the last quarter, and we encourage you all to take a peek at those, and we always welcome feedback. So I think that is it for now. We are continuing our outreach and appreciate your collaboration.
Okay, so just a couple updates from the GAC. First, we've been working with the CPUC on a CalSpeed home broadband study where we have developed a CalSpeed testing device that we're delivering into people's homes. And we've completed the beta testing phase of this device in Fresno County. And so over the next month, we'll be taking what we learned from the beta test study to improve the project, and starting in January 2019, we will begin marketing to search for volunteers on a statewide effort to get those CalSpeed devices in people's homes. So keep an eye out for information regarding that. And then secondly, today we launched the annual update to the Broadband Interactive Map. So that is updated with data as of December 31st, 2017. And as part of that, CPC has launched a new layer listing the eligibility for all census blocks eligible for funding through the CSF program anyways. So if you have any questions about the new data or status for some priority projects that you might have, let us know and we can help. And that is available at broadbandmap.ca.gov.
So I'll give a brief summary of my project. I've been working with Shasta County and Plumas County to develop some tools that can help to streamline broadband deployment in their counties. One of the ways that we're working with them is to identify the best approach as to how we can achieve streamlining broadband deployment, and whether that may be through general plan policies or county ordinances. We're working with each county to figure out what will work best for them. And we will also be working with each county to create an asset inventory, and that's based off of county-owned infrastructure, as well as helping to implement or adopt a master broadband plan. So far, the work that I've done with Plumas County is we recently made a new contact in the Public Works Department, and we've been trying to develop that asset inventory, which will contain anchor institutions and county-owned infrastructure, and create a database with that information of infrastructure that can be leased to ISPs. Recently, another thing that we've done is shared a draft of a possible telecommunications element with both counties to see what their thoughts were on maybe adopting something similar, or working to find out if that was something that could work for them as a possible policy change in that area of implementing broadband deployment in each county. And one major thing that I've worked with both counties on is compiling a folder of educational and informational resources, and it includes things like a glossary bank, policies and ordinances being used around California, and the relevant Caltrans documents and maps. And this is just something that they can share with key staff so that everyone is on the same page as to what's happening with broadband in California, and kind of have everyone understanding key terms and maybe keeping them updated on news that's happening in California. So the next steps that we've been, or that we'll try to work on, is identifying contact in Shasta County that can work with us on the asset inventory in the same way that we've been doing with Plumas County. We are looking to hear back from Shasta County on the telecommunications element draft. And then hopefully within the next couple months, we can start talking about the master broadband plan and tailoring that to fit each county. And since these counties are also included in the Northeastern California Connect Consortium, I'd also like to identify contacts in Lassen, Siskiyou, and Modoc counties to begin the same work with them as well.
In Modoc, I would go straight to the county manager.
Thanks, Dennis.
And the new sheriff-elect, Tex Dowdy, they're both interested in high-speed internet.
Perfect, thank you.
Thank you. The next topic is the CASF rulemaking proceeding. Last week, on December 13th, the California Public Utility Commission, or CPUC, approved by a unanimous vote the new rules for the infrastructure grant account of the California Advanced Services Fund, or CASF. Commissioner Marta Guzman Aceves led the rewrite of these rules and, as required by Assembly Bill 1665, implemented programmatic changes to this account and introduced the line extension grant account. The goal of CASF is to achieve 98% broadband service availability per consortium region. Revisions to the infrastructure grant account include project eligibility, including improvements on the accuracy of the broadband availability data, determining funding levels, including clear funding rules that allow applicants to determine ahead of time how much funding an application is eligible to receive. A new ministerial review process, that means faster application review timelines, application challenges, reimbursing grantees, among others. These new rules on eligibility also prioritizes low-income and served areas that have only dial-up service. Applications that serve these areas might receive 100% funding. The first application round for the new CASF infrastructure grants is April 2019. Our consortia look forward to support ISPs to submit applications in our region. That concludes the presentation section of the webinar. Thank you very much to all our presenters, and now we will open up the webinar for audience questions. Please feel free to ask questions by enabling your microphone or by typing your questions in the chat window. Do we have some questions?
This is Dennis Gart in Tama County. I don't have any questions, but I don't know if you've been updated that Andy Main of Shasta.com has now purchased the wireless Skybeam network in Tehama County.
Okay, I'm taking note of that.
And thank you for all the work you've done in Rancho Tehama in Supervisor Williams' district.
Well, thank you to all our county partners, to our supervisor, for all your support for getting us to work in that area. We hope that through working with the local ISPs, we can get support them to improve the service in that area.
Sounds like a plan.
Did we have any other questions?
Some of that information that you're requesting from Shasta and Modoc in regards to anchor institutions, have you already got that from Tehama?
So we are currently working with Tehama. We were working with the Master Urban Plan. We still want to complete that, and then we will be addressing the other items too.
Okay, sounds good. Thank you for having the webinar. I've got another meeting. Thank you.
Thank you, Dennis.
Hi, Dennis.
If we don't have any more questions from the audience, well, I want to thank you everyone for joining us today, and please feel free to reach out to us and send us email if you have any questions, and we will continue working with all our 7 counties in our Northeastern Consortium. Thank you very much, and have a good day.